At the same time, there is a class of people or a type of people who for some reason think that by demeaning Muslims, and I'm talking about Muslims as well, that by demeaning ourselves somehow we win other people's respect. We don't. We only win respect when we earn it, and the way to earn is that recognize your grievances, recognize other people's grievances, have a civilized discourse, a civilized dialogue, make sure that you almost have a network of those kind of dialogues everywhere. The mosques, the synagogues, the temples, there is so little interaction particularly between the mosques. They seem to be locked in. Very few mosques have opened their doors to rabbis and to priests and invited them. For some reason, we want to stay isolated collectively. Collectively, it may be an oxymoron, but collectively we are isolated. And that is something that only creates suspicion in the mind of the people who do not know us. You're always afraid of what you do not know. Once you know people, once you know that there is almost a chain reaction where people are coming, this is the month of Ramadan, invite people for iftar sometime. Let them see your daily routine. Eid is coming. You should not be celebrating that Eid all by yourself. Make sure people, everybody knows Christmas. How come people don't know anything about the Eid? Because we never give them a chance. So collectively there are a lot of things, but we have to do them in a mature way. We have to do them in a way being a positive member of this society. We have to do them in a way that people can say Islam is a 21st century religion.
But if we may stop and, I agree with most of what you said, if not all what you said, but the real issue is, why do we keep to ourselves? And one of the reasons is a lot of us who were immigrants from other countries, and you're not allowed to speak up your mind, or to, you're brought up to keep to yourself. So how do we get rid of this? And one of the things, of course, is to let our young people who grow here, hand them the helm in a way and let them lead, because maybe us, the way we were brought up, we have some shortcomings.
And young people are doing that. Young people are doing that. They're speaking the lingo, and it is being understood. You go to universities, there is very active dialogue. Some universities have gone perhaps overboard in a couple of cases, but generally if you go and watch the university crowd, you find that there people are meeting as equals, young people are meeting as equals. In another thing, young people want to bring their music to the mosques, for example. And mosques, our generation, they frown upon that. I have heard that people have been thrown out of the mosques because they wanted to.
And I would have mixed thoughts about it, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if it's the right thing. I personally am not against music, but is the masjid or the mosque the right place for music? So I would have mixed feelings about this myself.
Certainly, you may have mixed feelings, but the thing is, community, mosque should be regarded as a community center.
And that I totally agree with you there.
You can have a place where you pray, but you can also have a prayer where you can do other things. And there is no harm in opening up the mosque in this way. We have just made the mosque simply a place where you can come to pray.
And my dream is to see in Toronto and other cities in North America, the masjid or the mosque, as you said, a community center, not just for Muslims, young people, for everybody. Everybody to come and interact with us and see there is, as you said, there's nothing to hide. We worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We believe we worship the same God as the Christians and the Jewish people, and let people come and see us.
As a matter of fact, as co-chair of the Canadian Association of Jews and Muslims, many times I have been asked by the rabbis, where are your imams? Why don't they come to our synagogues when they invite us, when we invite them? Why don't they invite us sometimes so we can speak to their congregations, speak to each other's congregations? And I think you are already using your program to bring those people together. That is the only way, Ashraf, that gradually this image will change, because we have very powerful adversaries. We have the people in mainstream media, cable networks, whose raison d'etre is that they want to create an enemy, a fifth columnist who can be seen as that demon. And we have to fight that. We have to make sure that our image is not an image who just burns flags and effigies and all that.
I honestly blame us for a big part of it. You know, yes, there is adversaries, and yes, others maybe are trying to give us a bad name, but we have to take the responsibility about ourselves. We have to go out in this wonderful society, as you said, be part of it, and show the true nature of Islam.
Not only the response, there are two things about responsibility. We have to take responsibility, and we also have to look after our best interests, because if we don't, nobody else will.
Yes.
And that also comes with a responsibility. You do things that are in your best interest in any circumstances. And today's circumstances require us that we understand the system. We know how it works. We learn. We have the smartest younger generation coming up. They understand, and they look after their own best interest, and they be responsible for their own image and their own deeds.
The best interest, but the best interest, I don't see it different than the best interest of being Canadian and contributing to this society. We're running short of time, but just to ask this question, did Islam spread by a sword? It comes to my mind that when Umar ibn Khattab, the second successor of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the Muslims went into Jerusalem, and he went to visit some of the Christians at their church, and then he heard the call for the Muslim prayer. So he stepped out to pray outside. So the Muslims said, we can pray here. The whole place, Muslims are allowed to pray anywhere. He said, yes, but I don't want Muslims in the years to come to say, Omar prayed here and they take this church. We respect other religions. This is their place of worship, and we respect this. So yes, after the Muslims were in Jerusalem, the Jewish lived there in peace, the Christians lived there in peace, and nobody tried to force anybody to change. Actually, it was only when the Crusades came did they kill the Muslims, and did they kill the Jewish people there, and that's when the bloodshed. But under the Islamic rule, the true Muslims let everybody live in peace. Everybody was living together.
And let us also not be the prisoner of history now.
Yes.
We are here today. And we have to see what is relevant.
Yes.
We have to see what applies. We have to see what's applicable to our lives here, and then you live that life in accordance with the principles and values that are dearest to you, but at the same time you're contributing to the society.
I would like to thank you very much. This is an interesting topic. Thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله